Stop for a moment before you scroll away, because what you are about to hear might change the way you move in silence from this day forward. Many people have dreams, goals, and ideas that they feel excited about. When a new idea enters their mind, they immediately want to share it with someone. They tell their friends about the plan, they talk to family members about the future they imagine, and sometimes they even post their goals publicly, hoping others will support them. It feels natural because human beings enjoy sharing inspiration with others. But there is a hidden danger in announcing your plans too early. When people talk about their future before the work has started, they unknowingly release the energy that was meant to build the dream. Talking about success can create a temporary feeling of accomplishment even though nothing has actually been achieved yet. This feeling can trick the brain into believing progress has already been made. Instead of quietly working toward the goal, the person becomes comfortable discussing it again and again. Days pass, weeks pass, and sometimes months pass while the dream remains only words instead of action. Another challenge appears when you share your plans with people who cannot understand your vision. Every person sees the world through their own experiences. If someone has never imagined the possibility you are talking about, they may react with doubt. They may say things like "that will never work" or "that sounds too risky." Sometimes they believe they are helping you by being realistic. But their words can slowly weaken your confidence. A dream that once felt powerful can begin to feel impossible simply because someone else could not imagine it. That is why many wise people throughout history have practiced the power of silence while they are building something important. Silence protects the early stages of a dream the same way soil protects a seed. When a seed is first planted, it is delicate and invisible. If someone digs it up every day to check whether it is growing, the seed will never become a tree. It needs time beneath the surface to develop strong roots. Dreams work the same way. In the beginning they are fragile. They need belief, patience, and quiet focus to grow strong enough to face the outside world. When you keep your plans private, you create space for that growth to happen naturally. Instead of spending energy explaining your ideas, you invest that energy into taking small steps forward. Over time, those small steps begin to create real progress. Another powerful reason to move in silence is that not everyone will celebrate your growth. Human nature can be complicated. Sometimes people feel uncomfortable when someone close to them begins improving their life. Your ambition may remind them of dreams they never pursued or risks they were afraid to take. Instead of feeling inspired, they may feel uncertain. Without realizing it, they might respond with criticism, sarcasm, or discouragement. These reactions can slowly damage motivation if you hear them too often. Silence protects you from that unnecessary negativity. It allows your confidence to grow alongside your progress. While others are busy discussing their plans, you are quietly building yours. This quiet dedication becomes one of the strongest advantages you can have because your focus stays on action rather than approval. There is also something powerful about the element of surprise. When people do not know what you are working on, they cannot form expectations about it. They cannot judge the journey because they do not see it happening. One day when your progress becomes visible, it surprises everyone. What looked like silence was actually preparation. What looked like patience was actually discipline. And what looked like nothing happening was actually consistent effort building something meaningful behind the scenes. Many of the greatest achievements in history began quietly like this. Writers began with a blank page in a small room where no one knew the story they were creating. Inventors experimented with ideas that others believed were impossible. Athletes trained early in the morning while the rest of the world was still asleep. In those moments, no one was watching. There were no crowds applauding and no recognition waiting. There was only dedication to the work itself. Over time, that dedication produced results that changed their lives forever. The same principle applies to your life as well. The goals you are working toward today may not be visible yet. The effort you are investing each day may seem small, but every step you take is building momentum. Momentum is powerful because once it begins growing, it becomes difficult to stop. Small, consistent actions eventually create large results. But those results only appear when someone remains focused long enough to complete the journey. Silence helps maintain that focus. Instead of dividing your attention between building the dream and explaining the dream, you concentrate completely on progress. This mindset allows you to move forward even when motivation feels low, because discipline replaces the need for constant excitement. Over time, your actions begin to shape your future more powerfully than your words ever could. Another reason why moving in silence is powerful is because it strengthens your character. When people know about your plans, they often expect immediate results. They ask questions about your progress, and sometimes they pressure you to prove that your idea will succeed. This pressure can make the journey feel heavier than it needs to be. But when you are working quietly, the timeline belongs to you. You can learn, experiment, and improve without the stress of constant judgment. Mistakes become lessons instead of public failures. Each challenge you face becomes an opportunity to grow stronger. Over time, this quiet growth transforms you into a more capable and resilient person. Many people underestimate how important resilience is when pursuing something meaningful. Every goal requires persistence because there will always be obstacles along the way. There will be moments when things move slower than expected and moments when the path becomes confusing. Those moments test your commitment. If your motivation depends on outside approval, it may disappear quickly during difficult times. But when your motivation comes from within, you develop the strength to continue even when the journey becomes challenging. Silence encourages this inner motivation because your focus remains on the purpose behind your goal rather than the opinions surrounding it. Another beautiful aspect of moving in silence is the freedom it gives you to evolve. Sometimes the path toward a goal changes as you learn more about yourself and the world around you. New opportunities appear and better ideas develop. If you have already announced your plan publicly, you may feel trapped by the expectations you created. You might continue pursuing a direction that no longer feels right simply because others expect you to. But when your journey remains private, you have the freedom to adapt. You can adjust your strategy, improve your vision, and move toward better possibilities without feeling embarrassed about changing direction. This flexibility often leads to better results because you are guided by learning rather than pride. Eventually, there comes a moment when your quiet work begins to reveal itself through results. Maybe a project you have been developing finally reaches completion. Maybe a skill you have been practicing becomes strong enough to create opportunities. Maybe a dream you once kept private begins to transform into reality. When this moment arrives, people will notice the change. They may wonder how it happened and when the journey started. What they see as sudden success is actually the result of countless unseen efforts. Every early morning, every late night, every moment of discipline contributed to that outcome. The beauty of this moment is that your results speak louder than any explanation. You do not need to convince anyone that your vision was possible because the evidence now exists in front of them. This is one of the most satisfying experiences in life because it proves that quiet persistence truly works. If you are listening to this message today, remember that your dreams deserve protection while they are still growing. Not every idea needs to be shared immediately. Some visions become stronger when they develop in silence first. Focus on the work that moves you forward each day. Let your progress be the language that tells your story. One day, when your efforts begin to create visible change, people may finally understand the journey you were taking all along. Until that day, continue moving with patience, discipline, and faith in the direction you believe in. Silence is not weakness. Silence is preparation. And preparation is often the beginning of something extraordinary.